All right, location number two. Copeland Forest. People who know me know I love Copeland Forest. That looks like it's a new trail down there. Huh. Yeah, people who know me know I love Copeland Forest. It's got everything. Big climbs, big descents, good technical. Yeah, Copeland really does have a little bit of everything. Sorry. It's got an expansive trail network that I still haven't ridden everything in here. It's got tech, it's got flow, it's got a few features, a lot of natural features, but then a few man-made features, log skinnies and things like that. Big climbs if you want to do them, but the big climbs lead to great big descents, and that's why I like Copeland so much. This is, I've talked about it on other videos about how I like a little more of an enduro style rider. Well, the Copeland trails really could be an enduro course if they were organized as such. There's a few big climbs leading to really nice descents, and it would make for a great enduro course for Southern Ontario. And given its proximity to Heights of Horseshoe, which was also on my top 15 list, and I had made a comment about how those trails were great for enduro, you could have like a 2-day race here. One day at Heights, one day at Copeland. Or, I mean, I don't think that'll ever happen, but or you could always, if you're going to be racing enduro, come to Copeland to practice. Now, with these trails close to Horseshoe, it also means they're close to SCMB Oro, Hardwood, Ski and Bike, which was number 4 on my list. But these are, Copeland is my favorite trail network in the area, for sure. It doesn't have quite the man-made features of Hardwood, but free to ride. Don't have to be a member of any club, and there's no entrance fee, so that's nice. And in terms of comparing it to SCMB Oro, just more technical, more downhill, or enduro-like, whereas I always say SCMB is a little more cross-country. Ooh. But in terms of my scoring, I'm going to start with aerobic because I'm on a climb. There are big climbs here and technical if you want to hit the fun downhills. If you don't, you can stay in the valley and ride a pretty flat ride. But that's not why I come to Copeland. I come for the downhills. Ooh. This is Mile High Trail, sorry. And I end up riding this a number of times to get to the various downhills at the top. I'm still climbing Mile High. I mean, this climb is a few minutes. It's not over in one. It's a few minutes. I've made it up the hardest, steepest sections. Now it's a little more false flat climb a bit, but still a little technical in spots. But yeah, if you're coming here to ride the downhill trails, well, I call them downhill trails, but the enduro-like trails, I'll say, be prepared to climb a lot. And for that reason, Copeland gets a pretty decent climbing score. The climbing is optional, so places like Kelso that I discounted a little bit to account for the fact that you don't have to do the climbs, I have to do the same here. But I would say the big climbs are optional. They're still climbing in Copeland. So a decent climb score for sure. First of my little enduro tracks, Ricky Bobby.
Now, is there anyone out there who wants to go fast? Anybody?
I want to go fast.
Although I'm not going that fast. I haven't ridden Ricky Bobby since probably 2021. So before I, maybe I rode it in 2020. No, I don't think I did. 2021. So I'm not going to be going too crazy fast because I don't know what kind of shape the trail's in. Ricky Bobby, like a proper enduro course, does have some climbs. Oh, quite the rut. Quite the ruts. Whew. Whew. Not sure I want this line. Okay. Whew. I did it. That definitely wasn't the fastest line through there. But you can see from this trail that there's a certain degree of technical in here, for sure. And so, while I ride the Ricky Bobby trail, let's talk about tech. Definitely more technical. Definitely more technical than SEM Enduro. Hi there. How you doing?
Good. Are you on your own?
Yep. Yeah, I would not want to climb Ricky Bobby. Yeah. Maybe not as technical as some of the trails at Hardwood. Certainly no bone shaker in here. But these trails are technical. And as a result, they get a very decent technical rating. Ooh, okay. There's Ricky Bobby. I gotta do that climb again. The next of my kind of enduro courses, Copeland DH. Now, while I say I like these trails more than all the other SCMB ones, the one thing I'll say about Copeland, I mean, it's not an SCMB trail. And one thing I would say is that the trails are not well marked. So you do have to know your way around them. If you don't have trail forks, you're gonna have to ride with someone who knows. If you have trail forks, by all means, download a loop or a route if you don't know your way around. That's how I learned my way around. It was all by self-exploration. And now, you know, a few years later, unfortunately, but a few years later, I think I know my way around pretty good. I'm not gonna hit, there's a little gap jump coming up, but I was talking to some guys at the top of this trail and they said it's pretty eroded, so I don't think I'm gonna hit it. It's right here. Oh yeah. Quite janky and steep. Whew. Okay. Well, that's tiring. Oh, that tires me out. Back up the climb. There I go. Ooh. Another kind of enduro track. This is Ridgeline. Well, it's not Ridgeline yet, but ooh, almost hit that rock. Not going that fast here. Big drop down. That has eroded significantly this year. Holy cow. I'm gonna have to find a different line for that. I used to just kind of roll drop it. Got so much rain this year. It's not that much of a surprise that Copeland's showing a bit of erosion. But hey, in some ways that just makes it more interesting, more technical. Oh, another enduro-like course. This time I'm gonna go this way. Oh, this one doesn't look like it's been ridden that much this year. I don't know about dropping that one though. But as you can see, there's a few drops on this track. Brings me to, I guess, features. I talked about it a little bit before. There are both man-made and natural features here. Few log skinnies in terms of the man-made, those kind of log drops, I guess, which are kind of man-made. There's enough to keep the trails interesting. There's a few boulders, rock gardens. This thing. That thing, which I will not be doing. That is a big drop. When you see the landing, you're dropping more than I drop. 8 or 9 feet, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, for those capable of doing that drop, there's a nice big drop on this trail. So yeah, decent feature score for Copeland. I've basically done this video like I would have made an enduro course if I was making an enduro course here. So here's another stage, Purple Star. I'm definitely not going race pace today. I'm out of shape for racing. Haven't been riding enough this year for me to even consider racing. Drop there. But coming on this trail, it's a good trail to talk about flow, I guess. I mean, there is flow at Copeland. It is more, well, I mean, there's wide open flow and then there's technical flow here. Oh, I went pretty short today for some reason. But yeah, there's flow, definitely. Another little drop. Oh. I didn't get that jump today. Oh. Yeah, I'll go this way. So yeah, there's decent flow here. Copeland does reasonably well in all categories. So, good flow score. Here's another one of my favorite trails here, Fifth Dimension. I did come into it at a different starting point, so I didn't start right from the start of the trail. Took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. That section is so steep, holy cow. Ooh. Ooh, chipmunk. Yeah, so I missed the first third of the trail. Could have did a big loop to get to it, but decided I'm running out of time here and energy. Another steep section. I do have to say, this is my first time riding here in 23, and I do think there's been quite a bit more trail erosion. Man, it feels rough. I'm not talking about this trail in particular, but Copeland in general. Whew. All right. Yeah, I thought I was taking a shortcut to get over to Fifth Dimension, and that shortcut ended up having crazy up and down climbs. So I just cut it out and said forget it. I'll just attach or connect with Fifth Dimension here rather than going to the start of the trail. Whew. These trails are now kind of in the valley. I'm out of all the big climbs, big descent trails. So, you know, if someone's looking for more of a cross-country like ride, this is a sampling of what the trails would be like. They're good. They're good. They're flowy, a little bit of technical. Still some climbs, but nothing major. This is certainly not the bike I want to be riding on cross-country trails. I brought the big bike today, knowing that I wanted to do more of a Enduro style ride. I brought the big bike. Sorry, I'm laughing at riding right along the edge and thinking to myself, my God, I hope the bank doesn't give out. Given all the rain that we've had this year, trail conditions today are pretty sweet. A little dry, but like that's an improvement over what I've ridden a lot of other trail days. It's too bad today wasn't the day I was riding Porcupine. That would have been nice. All right, I'm on my way out of Copeland. Still a ways to go, but I can start talking about fun and experience. I do have a log skinny coming up though that I have to pay attention to. Do I want to do this? Damn. Nope. All right, 2 tries, that's it. Anyway, fun and experience. If you're like me and prefer more gravity style enduro riding, these trails are great. Awesome. Some of the best in Ontario, Southern Ontario anyway. I'm sure there's places that would rival this elsewhere. If you like cross country, you know, there's stuff for you here too. The one thing in terms of the trail experience that I will say, there is something for everyone. I would say that the trail ratings are a little off in that a lot of stuff is marked as green here that I would consider blue. This is one of the few places where I think they undergrade their trails on trail forks. So just keep that in mind. If you see green and go, I don't want to ride green trails because they won't be fun, they're probably not bad. If it's single track, it'll be good. Now, the one thing knocking it as compared to the other places in the area, your hardwoods, SCMB, Oro, is really the lack of trail signage. You have to know your way around here or have trail forks and a Garmin or your phone with you. And even then, if you are relying on trail forks or Garmin or trail forks on your phone, there's probably going to be a lot of stopping and looking at the maps if it's your first time here. Even I got lost today trying to shortcut a loop because I was doing more climbing today than I would normally do on my regular loop to feature some of the enduro trails, and I ended up getting a little lost in here. And there's still more trail in here that I have to explore. So, you know, be ready if you're coming here for the first time. But having said that, these trails are some of my favorite overall. Obviously, they're number 2 in the ranking, but I mean, in terms of what I like to ride, these trails are right up there for Southern Ontario. Now, in terms of the broader experience, you're right across the street from Horseshoe Valley. You're very close to SCMB Oro, very close to Hardwood, very close, extremely close to Heights of Horseshoe. So if you wanted to make a destination ride with like Horseshoe Resort as your base, you don't have to spend every day in the park. You can explore what the area has to offer. And Simcoe, this area around Simcoe has a lot to offer. I would just say that Copeland for me are the best trails in terms of the non-horseshoe bike park lift access trails. Best overall. And so, notwithstanding the fact that the trails are not marked, you know, the fact, going back to the trails and comparing to other places, the fact that these are all free These trails are free. That's crazy. A trail network this big with features built in requires no membership, no daily fee. Anyways, for that reason, I still give Copeland a pretty good fun and experience score. And with that, that was Copeland. Number 2 on my list. One of my favorites for sure. Anyways, happy pedaling, guys and girls. Maybe I'll see you out there.